Tonight, breaking news. Back-to-back winter storms sweeping through the east with an Arctic blast following close behind. President Trump threatens America's allies who oppose his plans for Greenland, and Minnesota mobilizing its National Guard as tensions rise. First, winter roaring back to the eastern half of the country. More than 50 million Americans on alert. A 1-2 punch dumping snow from the Carolinas to New England. Up to 6 inches possible along parts of the I-95 corridor by tomorrow. And what's in store for the week ahead? Our weather team tracking it all. President Trump threatens more tariffs on American allies, including the UK, France, and Germany, all who have sent troops to Greenland, further testing the strength of the NATO alliance as protesters take to the streets in opposition to an American takeover, and a group of U.S. senators traveling to Denmark. Officials in Minnesota appealing for calm. The governor mobilizing the National Guard as protesters return to the streets hours after a federal judge placed limits on what immigration agents can do to peaceful demonstrators. Matt Rivers reporting from Minneapolis. The new warning from the FAA to airlines operating in parts of Latin America, telling pilots to exercise caution because of increased military activity in the region. The measles outbreak in South Carolina expands. More than 100 new cases in the past few days. New details in the arrest of actor Timothy Busfield, facing child sex abuse charges in New Mexico. His lawyers pushing back what they're saying about the parents of one of his alleged victims. NASA rolls into a new era, taking one small step towards a return to the moon, more than 53 years in the making. How the popularity of weight loss drugs like Ozempic might save airlines money. And America Strong, the teen who turned his passion for helping others into a long-term mission.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Whit Johnson. We begin tonight with back-to-back winter storms hitting the East Coast with snow, followed by frigid temperatures for the upcoming week. More than 55 million Americans under winter weather alerts. This car in St. Louis, Missouri, careening out of control and crashing into a guardrail after an inch of snow. In the Northeast, planes at Newark Airport, New Jersey, de-iced after a sudden snowfall. Firefighters in Buffalo, New York, braving 12-degree temperatures to put out this church fire, the building now a block of ice. And now the East staring down another round of frigid weather, similar to the one last week that caused stunned iguanas to fall from trees in Florida. We have team coverage tonight, our weather team standing by with the forecast, but ABC's Ashan Singh leads us off here in New York.
Tonight, over 50 million across the country under weather alerts. Americans digging out from a winter deluge and battling treacherous roads as a second storm system looms on the horizon. This sedan in St. Louis, Missouri, heading eastbound on Highway 40, careening out of control and crashing into this guardrail after an inch of snow fell rapidly this morning in the Show Me state. First responders also sliding on the highway as they approached the scene. Drivers battling those frosty conditions across the storm zone. That snow then moving into the East Coast. In the Northeast, planes at Newark Airport in New Jersey de-iced after the sudden snowfall.
Scenes like what we're seeing here today in New York popping up across the Northeast. This winter front stretching hundreds of miles all the way into the South.
And across the Midwest, that same system bringing chilling temperatures ahead of the Bears-Rams playoff football game tomorrow.
It's going to be a cold weekend tomorrow for the Bears game.
Temps expected to be as low as 6 degrees during kickoff.
And Whit, if that wasn't enough, the East could be seeing even more snow as another storm is expected as we head into Sunday. Whit?
Ashan, thanks so much. Let's get right to meteorologist Jeff Smith from our New York station WABC. And Jeff, another storm threat targeting the East Coast.
Yeah, and Whit, round 2 will bring snow to places that don't typically see it. We're talking places like Macon, Georgia, under a winter storm warning into the day tomorrow, upwards of 3 inches of snow. I-95 corridor, millions of people from Philly up to New York City into parts of New England, upwards of 3 or 4 inches of snow. Let's track it for you. And there could be snowfall all the way down to the Florida Panhandle, at least flakes flying in the air in those places into tomorrow morning. It all shifts off to the northeast as we head into the afternoon and evening hours tomorrow, eventually up into parts of New England. That could be impacting that Patriots game in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Behind that storm, Arctic air blowing across the warmer waters of the Great Lakes, upwards of 20 inches of snow off of Lakes Ontario and Erie. And that Arctic air really means business. Wind chills well below zero into early next week. Whit?
Ooh, a tough week ahead. Jeff Smith, we appreciate it. Now to President Trump's new strategy for Greenland, threatening some NATO allies with a 10% tariff. This as thousands gathered in Denmark to support the Arctic territory, waving flags and holding up signs reading "Hands off Greenland." And a group of U.S. lawmakers traveling to Denmark showing their support for the American ally. Here's ABC's senior White House correspondent, Selina Wang.
Tonight, President Trump issuing a new threat to our European allies who oppose a U.S. takeover of Greenland. Trump posting on Truth Social that 8 of our NATO allies, including Denmark, France, Germany, and the United Kingdom, will face 10% tariffs starting on February 1st. Adding that those tariffs will jump to 25% in June until a deal is reached for the complete and total purchase of Greenland. For weeks, Trump has been escalating his threat, saying the U.S. will have Greenland one way or another, refusing to rule out the use of military force. In response, those countries have sent small groups of military forces to the island nation, backing our NATO ally Denmark, which has long controlled Greenland.
Greenland's not for sale!
It comes as thousands march through the streets of Copenhagen today in protest, many waving Greenland's flag, holding signs that read "Make America Smart Again" and "Hands Off."
I'm afraid that he will destroy the NATO alliance, so we're here to stand with the Greenlanders.
Trump is criticizing those countries for, quote, playing this very dangerous game and putting a level of risk in play that is not tenable or sustainable. This weekend, a bipartisan group of senators traveling in Denmark.
Do the officials in Denmark and Greenland take President Trump's threats seriously?
Very seriously. In fact, they're alarmed. Danish political leaders are preparing for the possibility that the United States, instead of being a close and trusted ally, might become an adversary, and they're gravely concerned.
And President Trump insists that the U.S. needs Greenland for national security, citing Chinese and Russian activity. But many lawmakers and experts say there's no immediate threat, pointing out the U.S. already has the ability to increase their military presence on the island through a long-standing treaty.
All right, Selina Wang for us tonight. Now to the unrest in Minneapolis. Anti-immigration protesters clashing with another group of demonstrators led by a January 6 rioter pardoned by President Trump. This comes after 2 shootings, one deadly, involving immigration agents in that city. The National Guard on standby if the situation escalates. ABC's Matt Rivers on the scene in Minneapolis tonight.
Tonight, growing concerns over the focus of the federal investigation into the shooting of Renee Good by an ICE officer in Minnesota. Multiple officials telling ABC News at least 6 federal prosecutors in Minnesota have resigned over concerns that the federal probe of the death of the 37-year-old mother of 3 is focused less on the actions of the shooter, ICE officer Jonathan Ross, and more on Good, her widow, and her possible ties to activist groups.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now!
Tensions now mounting in the city after 10 days of protests, with more demonstrations overnight.
ICE off our streets!
And despite frigid conditions on Saturday, hundreds of anti-ICE protesters surrounding City Hall, greatly outnumbering a small pro-ICE rally organized by a conservative influencer, the scene quickly spilling out of control.
So what's happening right now is that the organizers of this rally, who are in the middle of that scrum right there, they're being forced out of the City Hall area, drowned out by hundreds of people who are anti this ICE deployment in the city. The message to these organizers, get out.
The Minnesota National Guard now staged and standing by, but not yet deployed to city streets.
Go, Nazi!
President Trump, who had threatened to use the Insurrection Act to send in federal troops, now walking that back.
If I needed it, I'd use it. I don't think there's any reason right now to use it, but if I needed it, I'd use it. It's very powerful.
A federal judge in Minnesota also temporarily barring ICE officers from arresting or detaining peaceful protesters, quote, in retaliation for their protected conduct. The order also prohibits federal agents from stopping drivers or other observers of law enforcement activities without a reasonable suspicion of obstruction.
Hey, back up!
Federal officials have said they only deploy those methods when protests aren't peaceful, but the scrutiny spreading to Minnesota politicians too. Multiple officials telling ABC News that Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz are now also under federal investigation for allegedly obstructing law enforcement activities in the state. Frey responding on social media, calling it an obvious attempt to intimidate me for standing up for Minneapolis against the chaos and danger this administration has brought to our streets. Walz slamming the administration and calling the federal investigation of Good's shooting into question, saying weaponizing the justice system and threatening political opponents is a dangerous authoritarian tactic. The only person not being investigated for the shooting of Renee Good is the federal agent who shot her. The Trump administration continues to say that the agent's actions were justified and that there is, quote, no basis for a criminal civil rights investigation.
Matt Rivers, our thanks to you tonight. And tune into This Week tomorrow morning. Jonathan Karl interviews Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey as protests intensify in his city over ICE tactics. Next tonight, the FAA's warning to American pilots and airlines, urging them to exercise caution when flying over parts of the Pacific Ocean near Latin America. Let's bring in ABC's Alex Presha. And Alex, you're learning more about what's behind this warning.
That's right, Whit. The FAA warning U.S. airlines to, quote, exercise caution when flying over the eastern Pacific and parts of Central and South America due to, quote, military activities and possible GPS interference. Last month, you might remember, a JetBlue flight from Curacao had to take evasive action to avoid colliding with a U.S. Air Force refueling tanker. America's military presence has ramped up in the region over the past several months as we carry out strikes against alleged drug boats there. It also follows the massive January 3rd military strike in Caracas that led to the capture of Nicolas Maduro and his wife. And just last week, President Trump suggested that the U.S. could target drug cartels in Mexico with land strikes. And while this notice doesn't signal anything immediate, it's actually fairly routine for regions dealing with conflict. And tonight, Southwest telling ABC News that it remains in close contact with the U.S. government on any activities in the region. And United says that it's monitoring the situation. Whit?
Okay, Alex, thank you. Now to the dangerous measles outbreak in South Carolina. Cases doubling there in a week. The state now has more than 500 cases, and authorities expect that number to grow. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, the country's largest measles outbreak growing at an alarming speed. Health leaders in South Carolina report 124 cases in just the past few days, bringing the total to 558.
We have right now the largest outbreak in the U.S., and it's going to get worse before it gets better.
The outbreak building for months, the epicenter in rural Spartanburg County, with more than 500 people in the state now under quarantine. Measles is one of the most contagious viruses in the world, and according to the CDC, one case can infect 9 out of 10 people nearby if they're not protected. It lingers in the air for up to 2 hours after an infected person leaves the room. And unvaccinated children make up the vast majority of cases, according to South Carolina state data. More than 80% had not received the MMR vaccine. The surge comes after a troubling year nationwide, 2025 marking the highest number of measles cases since 1992, with 2,242 infections across 44 states, according to the CDC. At least 3 people died last year, all unvaccinated, the first measles death in the U.S. in a decade.
The majority of cases in 2025 were in children and teens, and over 90% of cases were in those who were unvaccinated.
And tonight, 9 states across the country have active measles cases.
If you are not vaccinated and you've been exposed, it may be a good idea to get 1 shot at the MMR vaccine also to give you some protection. The MMR vaccine is now available in clinics, in doctor's office, even in pharmacies in your area.
And with the state of South Carolina is expanding access to the vaccine tonight in response to that outbreak, they stress it is the most effective way to prevent future spread and serious illness. Whit?
Morgan Norwood, thanks so much. New details in the child sex abuse charges against actor and director Timothy Busfield. He's now facing multiple allegations, but his legal team saying in court documents that a studio investigation undermines the state's case. Let's bring in ABC's Jacqueline Lee. And Jacqueline, Busfield's attorney is arguing he should be released from jail now.
Absolutely, Whit. So Timothy Busfield's attorneys argue the actor should be released from jail for lack of genuine evidence that he is dangerous. Their 237-page court filing says the parents of the alleged victims have been found liable for fraud and dishonesty, respectively, in the past. According to court documents, Busfield told investigators their claims allegedly coming after their twins lost their role on the TV show The Cleaning Lady, adding the mother allegedly saying to the show's lead actor that she would get her revenge against Tim Busfield. Busfield's attorneys included 75 letters of support. Busfield has not entered a plea but denies all allegations. He is facing up to 15 years behind bars if convicted. Whit.
Jacqueline Lee reporting tonight. Thank you. Now to the official countdown to the launch of Artemis II. The rocket and spacecraft moving to the launch pad today. It's set to transport 4 astronauts on a historic journey, the first crewed mission around the moon in more than 50 years. That launch could happen as soon as February 6th. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
Tonight, the next chapter in space exploration begins. NASA's Artemis II rocket rolling out at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, inching mankind closer to a lunar return. This mission isn't about a landing, but proving the system can and will one day put humans back on the lunar surface for the first time in more than 50 years. 4 astronauts, Reed Weissman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen, are now in the final stages of training that will take them on a journey thousands of miles beyond Earth, slingshotting around the moon and back. NASA says the launch window could open as early as February. Until then, the crew is running through emergency simulations, spacecraft systems checks, and long-duration mission drills, preparing for every possible scenario in deep space. And tonight, anticipation is mounting.
We're continuing on with our Artemis II preparation campaign. I think we've held schedule pretty well getting to roll out today. So we'll get out there, we'll put it through its motions, we'll get through wet dress.
And Whit, this is just the beginning. NASA hopes this mission not only sets the stage for a return to the moon, but eventually to Mars. Whit?
A lot of excitement about that. Andrew Dimbert, thanks so much. Now to a historic day in Virginia. Democrat Abigail Spanberger sworn into office as the state's first female governor. She will be referred to as Madam Governor or Her Excellency. It also marks a new chapter as Democrats pull the levers of power in Virginia while Republican President Donald Trump sits in the White House next door. There is much more ahead on World News Tonight this Saturday. How the popularity of weight loss drugs could turn into savings for airlines, and the terrifying explosion in a rural Minnesota community that left hundreds of homes out in the cold. Next tonight, the Air Force Academy is suspending its men's basketball coach indefinitely, pending an investigation into his treatment of athletes. Coach Joe Scott has led the team for 6 years. Air Force has 3 wins and 14 losses this season. Assistant coach John Jordan will take over for now. The Academy did not release any further details, Scott saying he is cooperating with the investigation. Authorities in rural Minnesota are investigating a gas line explosion north of Duluth. Dramatic images show the massive fire burning. No one was hurt and no homes were damaged. Crews are working to restore gas to hundreds of homes now. Authorities say they do not suspect foul play. When we come back, those popular weight loss drugs and how they might be saving the airlines fuel costs. To the index now, new research suggests that the prevalence of people losing weight with GLP-1 drugs may decrease fuel costs for airlines. The global analysis firm Jefferies found that if society becomes 10% slimmer, airlines' fuel costs could drop 1.5%. That's because with a lighter weight load, the engines won't have to work as hard. When we come back, America Strong and the teenager on a mission doing everything he can to help those in need. Finally tonight, America Strong and the teen who has already made helping others his life's work.
This week, 14-year-old Trent Kaysen was busy in his kitchen making sandwiches, not for his family, but for others in need in his Arizona community.
So everything I do, I try to make it with the warmth and the love of our family.
The 50 carefully crafted sandwiches are part of a monthly effort to help others less fortunate.
To help them just bring some joy to their heart feels great.
According to his mother, Melissa, it all started when Trent was just 5.
He just was like, you know what? I don't want presents for my birthday. Can you guys just give me stuff to make a bag lunch and give sandwiches and blankets out to the homeless? And it kind of took me by surprise because what 5-year-old is going to ask for that for his birthday?
First year I did it, I really told my mom that I want to take this seriously. And every year just keep doing more. We also have bottles of water.
Nearly a decade and more than 5,000 meals later, that promise has become a mission, a nonprofit he calls Trent Cares.
Good morning.
Trent's family, friends, and basketball teammates joining the effort every month. A movement he insists is just the beginning.
And it can bring them some hope, give them the spirit to keep going every day.
Thanks so much for watching. Good night.